Welcome everyone, as always, to Haven of Horror. We're gonna play some Retro Realms as voted by you.
Yeah, baby.
You can't see the chat for some reason. You dirty bastards. Why are you torturing me like this?
You blew it up.
Oh. Can you believe it's 6 days till Christmas?
Oh God, don't say that.
You can't say that!
Oh boy.
Alright, Robert. Evil Dead or
Yes.
Halloween?
Let's do some Evil Dead. Still in the Evil Dead spirit.
I mean, Evil Dead is just factually a Christmas movie.
That's true. Yeah, Halloween just seems a little off-brand for this month. Although I do not have the screen up on the Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Stars.
I can't believe I forgot that.
I don't know why it's so funny to me still seeing the Stars logo on like new Evil Dead stuff, because I mean obviously it should be. This is an Ash versus Evil Dead game. It's just funny with how much Bruce Campbell shits on them now.
All right, we are on 4-1.
Woo. Is that good?
Yes.
Oh my God. Not to say that Bruce Campbell shits on Stars like they had a bad relationship with them. It's just like, at the time they were just happy to get somebody on board who let them make the show they wanted to make unrated, and now it's like, yeah, nobody just knew what Stars was or cared. He's like, we tried. They tried so hard to promote that thing.
Should have put it on. They didn't try hard enough. All you have to do is put that on Netflix.
Yeah, I think Netflix turned them down because that was still kind of they didn't have a ton of originals yet. This is pre-Stranger. I mean, this is pre-Stranger Things. They weren't like a phenomenon yet with the original stuff, where they were just dumping billions of dollars into countless properties.
Into trash.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Netflix.
I see we're still playing as the Kelly Maxwell.
Yeah, because this is the one that I'm almost done with this campaign on. Ah! You fucking bastards.
You bastards. So, have you finished the Ash stuff, or are you not?
I haven't finished this at all.
Gotcha.
Most of the time I play this is on stream. Oh, shit.
So, have you watched any Christmas movies yet this month?
Yeah, I watched Terrifier 3.
Yeah. We haven't really gotten to talk about it. What did you think?
What the fuck?
That's a good review.
No, it's probably the best one. I know I figured everybody was. I knew everybody was talking about like the shower scene, but
Yeah.
for me, it was the rat. Like at the end.
Me too. I mean, that's so fucked. I think I want to say my friend told me that there's a similar scene to that in the American Psycho book that it reminded him of.
Crazy.
Because I know that book's a lot more violent than the movie is, so maybe the remake will go to those places. We shall see.
I hope that remake is Austin Butler doing another stupid accent.
Aw, I like Austin.
I'm just indifferent. I've only seen him in Dune and Elvis.
Yeah, I liked him in Dune.
Yeah.
But with Terrifier 3, there are a few things I prefer about the second one, but overall, I think it is the best movie of them so far.
Yeah, it's weird too. It's like or 3 is a weaker supporting cast, I think.
Maybe?
Like, I really like seeing his friends in 2. And I don't know. I liked her niece. But, like, I was indifferent to her aunt and uncle. And I knew the minute that one, like, podcast girl showed up, I was like, you're going to be, like, the big kill.
Yes.
Because it's ironic.
No, I liked that stuff with the kind of the commentary on kind of obnoxious modern true crime podcasters, which was just a whole trend I do not get at all.
Me neither. It reminded me of Halloween 2018. Honestly.
Yeah, I can see that.
You got those 2 podcasters in there, kind of like.
Yeah.
No, I was a little surprised though with the shower scene. Is she dies relatively quickly? We're just gonna have full spoilers here. If you haven't seen it, just go watch it.
It's out on digital.
I thought it would be her that like has the slow death because she's the podcaster, but no, it's the dude that doesn't really care.
He doesn't deserve it. I liked him.
It's not a matter of who deserves it; it's just a matter of who's standing there.
Yeah. Well, and what happens to him is also kind of a riff on the big kill from the first movie.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was funny.
I didn't.
But
I didn't think about that.
No, I think this one had the most quantity of wince-inducing kills.
In the bomb.
Yeah,
that was legitimately probably the
your
most
shock
fucked
value.
up thing.
And oh god, I hate laughing about it, but damn.
You know, if there was one thing I could use to describe this movie, it was explosive. Motherfucker. Thank you.
You're welcome. I bet you appreciated that cameo though. After that scene.
I've seen it once. You're gonna have to remind me. God damn it!
On the news after the explosion.
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't remember.
Tom Savini.
Yes. No, that was awesome.
I didn't know about that, so that
I
made
didn't.
me happy.
I didn't either. No, I remember Tom Savini being in it. I could not remember like where his cameo was at, and so you just kept being vague. I was like, I don't know who. Just tell me.
And then Clint Howard was like, why is Clint Howard in this movie? But, yeah, he was funny.
Yeah.
Is he like the ice cream man guy? Because that's kind of a blind spot for me. Like, I know he is in a bunch of horror movies from back in the day.
I haven't seen Ice Cream whatever.
Yeah, he's one of the guys in the Santa Claus scene in that bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you made me laugh so hard when you sent me that message and you said you could have gone the rest of your life without seeing Art the Clown piss on somebody, and I'm like, oh, so this is the line. Okay. Everything else he does is fine.
No,
it went too far.
So I have always had that. I don't care how bloody and gory you get. I do not want to see piss or shit of any kind on my screen.
It's gross, but it's not as repulsive as that scene in the first movie.
No, it's not, thankfully, but I just it doesn't need to be there. Those movies are better than that.
I think you think too highly of art. Anything goes for that, dude. And I thought that the Witch Lady was great. They've kind of built up over the 3 movies.
Who was
like Art's sidekick in this?
No, she was really good. I still don't fully understand what's happening there, but
yeah, and now she's dead? Question mark. I think she's done for good.
Is Victoria in there anywhere?
So, I have read a lot of, or I've seen a lot of interviews with Damien Leone kind of explaining the lore and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I didn't pick up on that at all, and I feel like an idiot. Maybe on a second viewing it'll be more obvious. But the idea is that Art's imaginary sidekick that we saw in the second movie, the little girl Art, she is possessing Victoria. That's what's going on.
Oh.
So she's like, the glowing eyes are supposed to be the tell, because she has the same glowing eyes that girl demon in the second one. I'm like, oh. I didn't put that together.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough evidence there for me to put that together in the movie.
But you know what? I don't need these movies bogged down in exposition. It's fine.
I mean, I don't either, but if you're going to introduce a mythology, I need to know what's happening. Cut down on the piss and shit scenes, and build out your world.
Also, their riff on the liquid nitrogen kill was so cool and creative, and I was like, wow, I've never seen this before. This is awesome. And really fucked up how he takes out the Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, it's like a makeshift Mr. Freeze gun. And I was like, god damn. And I know our mutual friend Connor really doesn't like these movies, but you know, they're not for everyone.
It made me laugh when he gave us a shout out on the Craven review where he's like, I know John and Robert really like these movies.
Yeah, well, and then he said, does anyone find these scary? They're so boring. And I'm like, and I'm thinking like, well, no, I don't find them scary, but
fun.
I'm entertained. Yeah, like that's the wince-inducing kills, the fucked up gore, like that's the appeal for me, like the creativity of the gore.
I know he hasn't seen Friday the 13th, so I'm really curious to see what he thinks of those movies, because those also aren't scary.
Right, and in terms of kills, relatively speaking, don't go as hard as the Terrifier ones do.
Oh, I still hope that one day I can convince Cap to do like a blind commentary on a Terrifier movie. See how far he makes it.
Yeah. Well, we still got a week till Christmas. You can squeeze in a Terrifier 3 one. Keep that synergy going.
That one's difficult because, like, that one I think you have to at least have seen 2. Whereas with 2, you can just jump right into it.
2's a good entry point. Like, yeah, that's a good choice.
But 2 is also like 3 hours long.
That is true. But like I said, like these newer ones, 2 and 3 in particular, it's like they have 2 things going for me: Art the Clown and Lauren Rivera, who's like really good in this movie.
He's fantastic.
Like, actually, though,
He is becoming a top 10 like final girl.
Yeah, for sure. Also, like the Crown of Thorns look was so cool and fucked up at the same time. I did not think we'd go there.
Oh, and then like when he just maims her hands.
Oh, it's hard to watch. I mean, obviously it gets a little silly after that with what she's still physically capable of doing, but I did appreciate that this fight was a little more brutal and not as drawn out as the fight in 2 was. Like, this one's a lot more intimate.
It's fine. She's the chosen one.
Yeah. And then it has kind of a downer ending, which surprised me.
No, I was not expecting a fucking, like, full-on downer ending.
Yeah. Now, speculation time, though. Do you think her brother's actually dead?
Oh. Yes. I feel like if he wanted it to be ambiguous, he would have given like some kind of morsel of clue that he was still alive. Because like we know, I'm reasonably confident saying that 4 will be her going into whatever like universe her niece was pulled into.
Yeah.
Because he left it reasonably doubt that she's alive. There is none of that with Jonathan. And he's also barely in the movie, so it feels like he was just there because, well, he's still alive.
Yeah, well, that kind of disappointed me, because I did like their dynamic in the second one, and I would have... Like, if you're... I'm so conflicted on it, because if you're going to do that, I feel like you need a bit stronger of a sit-off for that character. But if he is dead, I also get why you don't want that one on screen. So I'm very conflicted about it.
No, I kind of like are just fucking murders him.
I'm still not entirely sure though, because there's enough reasonable doubt. Like that skull we see, I mean, that could have been anybody. And with that mall scene, I mean, geez, I don't know. We'll see. It because he's got another movie or 2 planned. We'll see.
Fucker. Draven, I'm a fan of slashers, but I don't get scared by most of them. The only one that creeps me out is the OG Black Christmas. It's good. It's a creepy one. Robert gets scared of the 2019 one. It's very strange.
Oh god, it's fucking terrifying, man. Don't mention that movie.
Why did you say that name?
No, the original Black Christmas and the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre I'd put pretty high in terms of, like, for me, actually being disturbing and effective on a visceral level.
Yeah, I'm just not scared by movies.
Yeah, and even the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, I find more just kind of entertaining or well-done misery, but that ending, I will say, is pretty creepy. That's a good ending.
Isn't it just the original ending?
No, after it's similar with the girl driving off, but then we do kind of the brief, like, found footage stuff, like the documentary footage with, and then we end with, and I was like, on first viewing, I was like, God, that was fucking effective. That last little glimpse.
I can't believe I forgot that, because if you thought it was effective, imagine seeing that in theaters when you're like 12.
Right. Yeah. And then they never made a sequel for some reason.
Yeah. No, that was just Platinum Dune's thing, is they make like decent slasher movies and then never follow up on them.
Yeah, that was their model for like a good decade, was just remaking everything and not capitalizing on, their biggest hits. Like, I mean, you get that Texas Chainsaw prequel, but that's it.
Yeah, I think that's the only time they return to a property. I'm really curious to revisit the Amityville Horror one.
I've never seen any of those.
Because I've seen, so I saw that I also saw in theaters, with no knowledge of like the original. And I was like, oh, they just ripped off The Shining. But then I watched the original, and it's kind of there too, except that movie comes out before The Shining.
I also, well, I mean, obviously it's inspired by a true story, but it may have been based on a book too. So I don't know what comes out
It
first.
is. So my understanding, it is based on a book written about the quote true story.
Oh, okay.
Because that's one of the cases that those Conjuring movies are based on, whatever their names
Yeah,
are.
the Warrens or something.
Yeah. Because Austin and I were talking about this when Conjuring 3 came out. It's kind of crazy that, as far as I know, the Conjuring movies never tackle Amityville.
But that it's public domain. There are hundreds of those movies.
Yeah,
That's so
no, they're
weird.
not. They're never, as far as I remember, because those movies are not super memorable. The Conjuring never does Amityville.
Weird.
I am not looking forward to doing those.
Oh, dude, I had an idea, but it would be a big one, and I don't think anybody will be on board for this.
Okay.
So, I was thinking of all those Amityvilles, both the official ones and the non-official Scooby ones. If each of us all picked a couple to put on a wheel, and then did a long-ass marathon of Amityville movies.
Draven, I think maybe Draven says that I think maybe The Grudge was the last movie that really freaked me out. And again, I haven't seen it since I was like 7 or 8.
I've never seen a Grudge.
I just thought it was boring.
Well, I wonder which one he's talking about, the Japanese one or the American one, because I haven't seen either.
Yeah, I don't know. I just assumed the American one, but that's just me being a dirty American.
Yeah. Well, and then there's movies like that I still haven't seen, like oh god, now I'm drawing a blank. Not The Grudge, the other one, the girl who climbs out of the TV.
The Ring.
The Ring. Okay, yeah. That I've never seen, and I think hearing about that growing up was probably creepier and more effective to me than actually watching the movie. Because I mean, I still haven't seen it, so I mean, I like it, but I imagine I doubt it'll be as creepy as it was like in my head hearing about it, when I was a kid. Because that's a movie that got around that knew about.
Yeah, that's a solid movie. I prefer the American version. Having seen both.
Oh, so Sarah Michelle Gellar's in the Grudge remake.
It is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's why I watched it. I was like, oh, Buffy. Oh, good God.
I know the original The Strangers is one some people find pretty creepy and disturbing, but I still need to watch it.
You're not gonna watch The Strangers Chapter 1?
I'll get to it. That's on my list.
You're running out of time.
Yeah. This weekend I'll probably binge a few. Ugh.
This is why I watch them. This is why I watch them throughout the year. Instead of waiting to the last freaking minute. 1 second, chat.
Draven just asked if you knew if there was a Ring versus Grudge movie in Japan. I didn't, but that sounds amazing.
I did. I've seen it.
Oh.
Austin showed it to me. It was on Shudder.
Is it watchable?
I mean, it's kind of got that Freddy versus Jason thing where I really only cared when the two monsters were on screen together.
Mm.
But it was a good time.
Yeah. And obviously, these things are all subjective, but when it comes to slasher movies, I get that they're not for everybody, but when people wonder, like, well, they're not scary, so what's the point? It's like, well, if you have likable, fun characters and just creativity, it's all you need, and a memorable bad guy, and art certainly falls into that for me. You know, they can be low stakes. Just
I just always find it funny when people say that, because how many times have we heard, like, people be like, oh, you know, I like that this movie is low stakes, and, you know, it's just kind of a chill movie.
Yeah.
It does get batshit insane by the end. If I remember correctly, they fuse into, like, a giant ball.
They pull a critters too? That's awesome. Now I want to see this movie. You guys may have spoiled me with House, though, because I don't know if anything is ever going to top House, and that makes me kind of sad.
I mean, that movie is peak.
House is not a simple, casual, laid-back movie. the Japanese film, for anyone interested.
Yeah, not the American movie or the American TV show. Fuck a doodle doo.
Yeah, that's something I'm kind of surprised we haven't capitalized on too much in like the last decade of horror, and with everything, you know, trying to copy Marvel and do shared universe stuff. We still haven't gotten that many more like horror crossovers.
No, because all the franchises that people want to see are dead.
Yeah.
Tied up in like rights issues. Or
stupid legal stuff, yeah.
No, because I've always found it weird that Alien vs. Predator managed to kill like the entire trend.
Yeah, we got a couple for a minute.
Oh my god, this is why I hate fucking platformers.
I mean, I guess the main attempt we got was Universal's Dark Universe, and that lasted one movie. That's not even true, because they attempted the Dark Universe.
I was going to say, what are you talking about? There's like
just
three first attempts at that Dark Universe.
Yeah, the Mummy is just the first one that had a logo.
Yeah, and I'm scared to go back to it, but like I liked that Dracula movie they did in what,
Dracula Untold.
Yeah,
I never saw it.
But I'm also not of the opinion that something has to be in the same spirit of something. A movie that came out like 100 years ago.
No, that's fair. I mean, Dracula's a pretty malleable character.
Yeah, you can do anything with him. That's what's cool about it.
Yeah. If that movie was rated R, it may have fared better.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
It was very similar to stuff like I, Frankenstein, in terms of reception.
I remember when the plan was for all the Universal monsters to team up. Yep, that's the dark universe we're making fun of.
But, and of course, they were going about it all wrong, because as you saw with the Mummy, I guess their plan was to turn them all into superheroes, which is what you don't do.
Yeah.
And then Draven says, and then fight Satan. Yeah.
Don't worry, we're getting the Pooniverse.
That's true. We got that. That's something. They are getting better.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
It's like going from like AIDS to HIV. It's still bad, it's just slightly better.
There is a scene that made me laugh out loud when Pooh throws a bear trap on a chain, hooks it on a girl's head, rips her head off, and then smashes it open with a baseball bat like a piñata. That made me laugh.
I hate the stupid goddamn. I really dislike when platformers decide to mess with your fucking movement. It's a fucking platformer.
It's got to be difficult.
But why? Why does it have to be difficult?
It's all about the challenge.
Oh, fuck that. What is happening?
Slow and steady.
How am I supposed to... I guess that works. Well, so much for that golden ticket.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I haven't collected shit this level because this is so fucking difficult. Cooking my food real quick in a second.
All good.
How exactly does one get down? Ah, I keep forgetting I can do that. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no. I don't like that. So, what other video games are you playing now?
I'm still working on Indiana Jones.
Nice.
I restarted The Witcher 3 because The Witcher 4 looks dope.
Nice.
I'm always and Baldur's Gate 3, of course. You need to get a PS5 so you can play that with me, Robert, you bastard.
One, I've never played a Baldur's Gate.
I haven't either. 3 is just like a good jumping on point.
Alright. If you say so.
I will teach you how to play D&D.
It's okay. Oh no. Where are these guys?
Roadkill.
Oh no, that's gonna leave some marks. Hey, we did it. So, on Sunday, do we want to give that commentary another shot for Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, or do you want to just do Resident Evil 2 on Sunday?
I'm cool with doing the commentary on Sunday.
Yeah, cool. See if Noah's available.
Oh my god, get off me.
Oh, no. No. It's Ashy Slashies. Oh, it's terrifying.
Oh god.
It is funny to me what bothers you in the Terrifier movies, given one episode in particular of Ash vs. Evil Dead that we do in season 2. I'm shocked you made it through that.
I mean, that's also gross, but that's like absurd gross, and you don't really see many bodily fluids until like the very end.
That's true. But man, that episode on first viewing.
Yeah, I know, it's like, insane. What the fuck? No, the scene that gets me in that episode is just when he has to, like, shove his head up through the ass.
Yep. I'm in the butt. That's just... The torture Bruce Campbell has gone through with this franchise. We are eternally grateful for it.
Draven, how is Indiana Jones? It's pretty good. It gives me the same feeling that I have when I'm watching the movies, which is, this is alright. We're going to take a quick break. My food is here, and then I will be back.
Oh, cool. He'll be back soon, but if anybody in the live chat wants to ask me anything, that's cool. I will still be here. How's your holiday season, chat? We're a week out from Christmas. Like I said, we will be back shortly, but I'm still here watching the chat if anybody has any questions. Hope everyone's having a happy holidays, happy winter. Anybody else hyped for Nosferatu? Because I am. I'm planning to see that the day after Christmas. Very excited for Nosferatu.
And we're back.
And we're back.
So I can get Steam to get rid of the stupid fucking keyboard.
Well, nobody's perfect. Thank you, everybody, for waiting. We are gonna beat this game tonight. It's our goal.
That is... We just gotta fix this and I'll be good to go.
Sounds good.
There we go.
Are we ready?
Alright. Fucking Christ. There we go. Now I'm reading.
Yeah. Are you ready to send some evil dead back to hell?
Are you ready to send the dead to the evil?
By dawn?
Yes.
I would be so into that.
I think what you mean is that sounds groovy.
I know that reference.
Remember Groovy?
Yep.
Yep, me. You bastards.
But in some non-scary movie news, we have a Superman trailer. What did you think of it?
I think it's perfect.
I think it's great. I actually wasn't sure how you'd feel about it.
No, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Guy Gardner looks great. Hot girl
He
from
does.
like 2 seconds that you see her looks great.
Yep. I'm not at all worried about this being like a team movie, like a lot of people are. I think James Gunn's made it
I
very
don't think
clear that's
anybody
not
is
what this
actually
is.
worried about that. They're just looking for any reason to like lambast this movie.
Well, that's true. But I've seen enough like genuine concern from some.
Yeah,
But
I can't assume good faith from anyone who complains about that because
right.
it's the internet.
Well, and there's just this weird aversion some people have, like, well, I don't want other superheroes in a Superman movie. It's like, how many solo Superman movies do we need before we're allowed to expand the universe a bit? I mean, that's my opinion on it.
I mean, keep that same energy for the Snyder movies, then, because they went one movie before throwing like a gazillion heroes into
it. Yeah.
And I like those movies.
Yeah, you're supposed to hate this, John. You're betraying your people.
I guess. If you can believe it, I can like both.
I do too.
No.
That's why I find it so weird too with people like holding on to it. Like, guys, Zack Snyder moved on. He's fine. He doesn't want to come back. It's over.
It's game over, man.
It's game over. I'm just glad we got the Snyder cut. That's all we need. I'm just glad we got that at least.
Snyder cut. It just makes me laugh when people complain that the Snyder cut is too long. And yeah, because it's a director's cut.
Right.
That is not the theatrical cut. That would not have been what was in theaters.
Yeah, it's hard to know if a better cut of BVS was released and was more successful.
I think
Justice League would have turned out.
I think if they had just released a 3-hour cut that we got, that movie would have been looked at fonder.
Yeah.
Like, it would still probably been polarizing, like Man of Steel. But, like, I don't know if you remember this. Perception on that movie, unless you were just a diehard, like, I don't like this take, turned around immediately when that other cut came.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The majority agree that it is the better cut. But yeah, there were just so many little things in that movie that were so frustrating on first viewing, and then you see the extended cut, it's like, oh,
that explains that.
Why'd you cut that? Yeah.
No, because even with the 2.5-hour cut, there are things that I think you could have cut, and things that you should have cut that he did.
Yeah, it's just an incorrectly edited movie. Very similar thing happened to Watchmen, where you look at the 3-hour cut and it's like, oh, that's the movie. No one ever or should ever go back to the theatrical cut.
All of Snyder's movies at this point have that.
A lot of them sure do.
Like, I don't know if I needed BVS to be 3 hours, and I think you could still trim that down to like a solid 2:45.
I agree.
Get rid of all this stupid email bullshit.
At most, that should have been a credit scene.
Yeah. Which is funny because I don't know if you remember, but DC had this like, and I think it was just Nolan speaking for them because he was still involved at the time. We're not going to do like post-credit scenes because that's not like what a real movie does. And then immediately Suicide Squad has a post-credit scene.
Yep.
Fuck you, Nolan.
Well, to be fair, he wasn't as involved by BVS, and I don't think Zack Snyder's ever been a post-credit guy either. Even Justice League got 4 hours long. Everything's in the movie. There's nothing he put after the credits.
Dawn of the Dead's true ending is a post-credit scene.
That's a good point. So his first movie does it.
Does 300 not have a post-credit scene? I legitimately don't remember.
I'm sorry, what?
Does 300 not have a post-credit scene?
Oh, that I don't.
I don't remember. But no, that's the thing with Dawn of the Dead is like I did not remember how much of a downer that movie really is because I never really watched the post-credits where the ending of the movie is.
Yeah, I've never been sure how to feel about that because it's obviously. I can't tell. Like, I don't think it's a sequel tease, not in a way we do post-credit scenes now, but it's also like, should that just be in the movie? I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's at least what's implied.
I on instinct, prefer the ending before the credits because that's more Romero-esque. Where it's like, they go off and you don't quite know what's going to happen next, but things aren't looking so good.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch that movie.
Yeah, it's been a while. Maybe it'll land on the wheel. That'll be next week.
We want it too much; it'll never happen.
Hey, you never know. Neither of us have played a free spin yet.
It's true.
For anyone who doesn't know, next Friday we are doing a double feature commentary on The Crazies, both the original and the remake. And then at the end of that, we will spin a wheel to randomly select our next original remake double feature commentary. They've been pretty fun. Meanwhile, Noah's in the live chat antagonizing us.
Oh, is that who that is? OBS.
Yeah, that Noah guy.
Oh. I don't remember Groovy. Actually, we shouldn't make a solo. I mean, that's true. So Superman sucks.
Make a Smallville movie.
Yeah. Make that Smallville animated show, you bastards.
Or do it in live action and let Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum play teenagers again.
Force Welling to finally wear the fucking suit. I think Reddit will occasionally recommend me posts from the Smallville subreddit. I think people are getting really pissy with Rosenbaum on their Smallville podcast.
Why? Because he doesn't think the show's perfect.
Yeah, because he has he dislikes a lot of the episodes.
That's funny. Like, I'm not surprised. It's just knowing his sensibilities. It's not the show where I think like, he'd probably just sit down and watch this whole show and love it. Like, no, like that's not.
So I will say I'm 50-50. There are some complaints, and don't ask me to name one because I can't off the top of my head. But there are some times where I'm watching, I'm like, I don't know if you were paying attention because if you're complaining about something that I'm like reasonably sure is explained in the episode.
Yeah, I can believe it.
I don't like him now. He's going to be unbearable when they get to the last 3 seasons.
Or he'll enjoy them more. It's actually hard to say.
Yeah.
Since, he's not a part of that stuff and gets to just kind of experience that. Is it because I know like a lot of the Lana stuff he's talked about extensively, how like some of that was weird.
I can't wait to hear him have to talk about season 6.
Yeah. Because way early on, that's something he talked about extensively, where he's like with his co-stars, he's like, yeah, they were like all all out of my age group. Like I didn't hang out with these people. Like they were young kids to me. I was kind of doing my own thing. I think him and Tom just had the closest rapport, just because they obviously had the most screen time together.
Mm-hmm. I am glad to see that the company is named Luthor Corp, at least for this at the start. It makes me wonder if there's going to be a bit of a bit more Smallville influence.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. People generally prefer LexCorp, and I mean I do too. But I'm curious if there's a story reason for it. It's James Gunn, so I'm sure it's deliberate.
I just part of me is just like relishing in it because I'm so tired of hearing how Smallville sucks.
Yeah, it's nice that James Gunn has reverence for it, particularly the Lex stuff. I mean, he said that Michael Rosenbaum to him is the best Lex Luthor, so
yeah,
that's nice.
and I mean he's just correct. Like
Yeah.
that might be the
As
part
far
I'm
as
looking
live
forward
action
to the
goes,
most. Is I don't like any of the live action Lex Luthors except Rosenbaum.
well, Nicholas Hoult I think looks perfect. He looks exactly what I've been waiting for a live action Lex Luthor.
Well, you know, it's like Austin said. It's a little weird that Agent 47 is in this movie. But...
Why is he bald?
Why does Lex Luthor just look like Nicholas Hoult but bald?
That's so stupid. It's so funny.
Why?
The lengths people will go to complain.
Why does Gene Hackman look like Gene Hackman but bald?
For one scene.
Huh? Oh yeah, he's not bald in those.
Yeah, he never shaved his head.
That's why he sucks.
Oh. Yeah, he has one scene at the very end where he's wearing an obvious bald cap. At least he shaved
Noah,
his
you guys ready
for
for peak tomorrow? I'm ready for peak trash.
Oh. But yeah, the Luthor Corp stuff though does make me wonder if we're gonna like incorporate any of that Lionel backstory. You know, give like some of those daddy issues, which was the thing that BVS attempted. It was just weird about it.
Yeah, I really like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex in theory.
Me too.
It's just what was that take?
Yeah. Also, I don't know if this has been confirmed, but obviously in that movie they call it LexCorp, and there's like one throwaway line about like, oh, it's it's my dad's name, Lex, on the building, and that Lex has daddy issues. But do you remember that fan theory of like after the backlash of his casting and the trailers and stuff that they may have backpedaled a bit? Like, well, this is Lex Luthor Jr. His dad's the real Lex who might show up at some point, which obviously they never did, but
I didn't hear anything about his dad being the real Lex, but I knew about the Lex Luthor Jr. thing where they were like, yeah, like, this is, Lex's dad, or Lex's son. I don't know, just make him Lex Luthor. Like, Jesse Eisenberg can do it.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing because obviously I don't want him to give the exact same performance he gave in something like Social Network, but it's definitely closer to what I'd want for Lex, or why you'd think you'd cast him.
That's why I would assume they cast him.
Yeah. But what I'm most curious about with this new Lex is if James Gunn is able to pull off that balance of like Silver Age Lex Luthor stuff where he can wear a robot suit and do stuff like that potentially, and also like do the president storyline down the road. It'll be really cool if he's able to pull off both. Just an all-encompassing Lex Luthor kind of definitive portrayal could be pretty neat. Because, I mean, I like the Lex as a businessman stuff, but, you know, I do appreciate that we're still putting some of that sci-fi Silver Age stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still want him to be a threat for Superman, not just business guy who hates him.
Yeah. Well, and I think with him listing, like, you know, all stuff, that is very much a Lex Luthor that can threaten Superman.
Hmm. Hello, anime fan. He says he likes the music in the Superman trailer.
Of course he does. It's just the John Williams score.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I like the electric guitar version, but like...
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's not like my favorite thing about the trailer, but I think it's fine. It's just funny how yesterday I was like, well, I don't know how much riffing they're going to do on Williams, and now it's like, no, we are going full on the Williams score for this movie. Like, okay.
Saying, if Somebody Save Me is not in that movie somewhere, I riot.
I hope it is. That's the end credits.
Yes.
That's what we do at the end credits.
I need them to go full CW, where they just awkwardly insert a shot of the Smallville barn. And over it, it's like, somebody save me. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's worse than what I was picturing. Yeah, you're doing a Crisis reference. Or Elseworlds, whichever one it was.
I think it was Crisis, yeah. Where it's just...
No, I think it was Elseworlds, because they made a really big deal about, look, we're at the Smallville farm with...
No, yeah, it's the episode... It's the episode where Oliver and Barry switch bodies.
Yes, yeah, that's Elseworlds.
Okay, yeah. No, and they just insert. I'm positive is the like, what do you call it when you're just shooting like scenery?
Like B-roll.
The B-roll from Smallville, of the Kent farm, and they awkwardly play "Somebody Save Me" over it. I'm like, what are we doing?
No.
I mean, yes, I remember Smallville, but.
Yeah, because remember, you know, this is like a year before Crisis. It's before we knew Tom Welling was going to get a cameo. Of course, we know how that turned out. But they made a really big deal about, look, we're going back to the farm we used in Smallville. It's like, okay. It's still with the Supergirl, Lois, and Clark. Like, why are we doing this?
Like, I wouldn't have objected if, like, that was the set they used for, like, Lois and Clark. I just don't need it to be called attention to in like such a on the nose.
And then they couldn't do it in Crisis when we got an actual Tom Welling cameo because well, we did it last year.
The Superman teaser doesn't look like what I want from a Superman film. I mean, it depends on what you want from a Superman film.
I want optimism and drama.
I want him to punch Lex Luthor in the face so hard his jaw comes off.
Some superior Superman. Let's go. Noah brings up a good point. All-Star Superman doesn't have mainstream appeal, so they shouldn't be pulling from that.
I mean, it's true. Like, thank God that they've never adapted, like, niche comics, right?
Also, it's like, yes, we know it's pulling from it. This is not a one-to-one adaptation of All-Star Superman. It's its own thing.
I'm just saying, like, remember, he didn't adapt Guardians of the Galaxy until it was a worldwide phenomenon. And John Ostrander's Suicide Squad is like the most well-known thing to ever exist in comics. So thank God he adapted that. No, I'm so glad Austin posted her reaction because I don't have Twitter anymore. And I was just like waiting.
Grace Randolph, beyond the trailer zone. Grace Randolph, weirdest takes. Yeah, she's really gone off the rails. This is the person who gave positive reviews to both Borderlands and Kraven.
Anything to say something bad about James Gunn.
She liked Kraven, and also doesn't think they should make a solo Superman movie. That's just really funny.
Well, no, they need to put Batman in it. Where's Batman? I now want this movie to make like up $1 billion. I don't think it will, but
no, I for sure don't think it'll make $1 billion, but it also doesn't have to. I just want
it doesn't have to. I really want it to, so she'll shut the fuck up.
This is a big one that's like, just please prove the haters wrong. We need to win here. Yeah, anime fan doesn't like that they make Superman look too fragile and that he needs his dog to save him. I mean, it's the context of the movie, you know.
Okay, so anime, yeah, you don't have the context for that scene. B, Superman is not a Mary Sue. Like, there are beings in the DC universe that are stronger than him.
Yes.
Plus, it was adorable seeing Krypto have to carry him home. Come on.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part of the trailer, and it's the fact that he calls to him by whistling. Like, it's really nice.
Yeah, and remember, Krypto is as strong as he is. That doesn't make him look fragile. It makes Krypto look strong.
Yeah, and part of what makes Superman strong and special is the people he surrounds himself with and cares about. Like his dog.
Oh. You mean he's not a miserable loner?
Oh.
But how do I relate to that?
And it's just this no-win scenario where it's really funny that that's the thing a lot of people are harping on, when the thing people always complain about with Superman and say, oh, Superman's boring, I can't relate to him, he's too powerful. And then whenever we show
now he looks too weak.
In peril, he's too weak. Like, you can't please everyone.
Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree, anime fan. It's all about the Krypto moment. It
okay,
starts as
but
really
anime. To say that he looks underpowered, you would have to know who did that to him. And I guarantee, I saw the same trailer you did. We have no idea who did that to him. For all I know, Ultraman could have done that, who is on the same level as Superman. I legitimately can't move. This is ridiculous.
Oh no, is this a glitch?
No, it's because they're stuck on me. And it's because they're stuck on me and I can't move. Oh my god, this is so stupid. This is why this game needs a fucking checkpoint system. But no, we gotta go back to how it was in 1990.
But yeah, I mean, and clearly what the trailer is going for is, we all know Superman. We all know how powerful Superman is. So right off the bat, when you show, oh, he's messed up by something. He must have been messed up by something really powerful. He's in actual peril. There's a real threat here. That's, that's what they're going for. That we're past or at least taking a break from Superman's a god who can do anything and make the rest of the Justice League kind of pointless. That's not what we're doing here. And of course, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm like 99% sure that all those other superheroes we're seeing are probably going to get their asses kicked and Superman will be the one to come out on top at the end of the movie and save the day. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen.
I think more and more that Austin is correct with the whole like corporatization of superheroes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I have a feeling he's the one that's going to be kicking all their asses. I'm hoping that Lois Lane doesn't have a big role in the film because she's been in a. I mean, I'm just gonna set the proper expectation up for you right now. She's gonna be a big part of the movie.
Yeah.
She's arguably the most important love interest in comic book history.
That's correct. She had her own comic book title that was extremely popular and lasted many years. And we don't really see Jimmy in the trailer, but the guy they cast as Jimmy is great.
He is in the teaser for the teaser.
He is in the teaser for the teaser. Which, can we agree that was probably a mistake?
That was absolutely a mistake.
I didn't need that. It was a really weird choice to put out a 30-second teaser of mostly just awkward B-roll of people walking around with their phones out, which obviously, again, we're missing context for. It's supposed to be enticing, but I'm just so over the teaser for the teaser gimmick. Just give me the trailer. The poster was all we needed. The motion poster. That was enough.
What are you having against Lois? I hope that Green Lantern turns out to be the villain and gets rid of Lois. I mean, that's not going to happen.
But what I'm guessing though with the other heroes is there might be a fight. There's definitely going to be conflict with them and Superman. But I think by the third act that they're going to turn around and have his back. At least some of that they'll probably turn on, like Maxwell Lord or whoever they're working for, and kind of have a change of heart. Because there's a bit in that trailer that you see of Superman walking through the crowd, who's like yelling at him and throwing stuff at him, and then he gets in that. Yeah, and then he gets in that building and he just looks so broken and down. And then you see a couple of the heroes walking in, like Green Lantern, and he like puts up kind of a green force field on the glass.
The Green Lantern looks so good.
He looks great. And so I'm guessing that scene's gonna be him like, oh man, sorry buddy, cheer up. Like let's we can figure this out. And we know the engineer's gonna be in it from the Authority, and that her and Superman are gonna fight, but that we haven't really seen in the marketing yet.
I'm now just curious how long this movie is.
That's a good question. It's 2 hours. It's 2:45. I don't know.
Because that's a lot. It can't be less than 2 hours.
Oh, certainly not. I think James Gunn, so he's pretty consistent with his movies being around like the 2 hour, 15-minute range. Guardians 3 is probably his longest movie. So I think that's 2.5 hours.
All right. I need a second. I'll be right back.
No problem. if you guys are still there in the live chat, we were talking about that Superman trailer and speculating on the Luthor Corp logo. We were surprised that they didn't go with LexCorp, which I do prefer. But with Luthor Corp, that does make me wonder if that's a Smallville reference, because that's where that's from, I believe. I could see this Lex having some daddy issues, like he did that. Like I don't think Lionel Luthor is going to be a character in this. He's not cast, but it could be part of his backstory, which would be pretty cool. James Gunn has said that Michael Rosenbaum's Smallville Lex Luthor is his favorite live action Lex Luthor, which is pretty exciting. Everything with Lex in that trailer just looks perfect, just right off the page. I think that's very exciting. And I think the casting is just what's most spot on for me. Just Clark, Lex, Lois, Jimmy, and everybody just feels very spot on and authentic. And that's the most kind of comforting thing about it. We're not getting, reinventions. We're going for authenticity, which I appreciate.
Oh, let's try this again. Oh,
And
get off
back.
me!
Oh dear. Noah, if you're still there, don't be a coward. Hop on. Talk to us.
Yeah, you bastard. Oh yeah, look at all those goodies.
Yeah. No, this is gonna be the one. You're gonna hit your stride. I have hope in you, John. But they're so cute. I am still kicking myself for not buying that Mushy Slashy puppet that they put out years ago.
Yeah,
during that show. It was like $30. I should have bought it, and now they're impossible to get.
What were you waiting for?
It was probably broke.
It's sleepy time. Noah, it's like 8 o'clock. What are you doing?
Sleep on your own time.
This is our time.
But all I want, this is at the top of my list. I want Superman to be good, and then can we please get that Superman sequel where he fights Brainiac? That's all I want, John. I've only been waiting 20 years.
I was kind of hoping he would just do Brainiac in this
one. Me too, but if the Lex Luthor stuff's great, then I could give that a pass.
I'm going to be honest, I'm really excited to get a good movie Lex Luthor for the first time. Mm-hmm. I didn't really want him to start with Lex.
Yeah, but like I said, I could see building the Brainiac working. Just do that in the sequel, please.
This is just every movie does Zod or Lex.
Yeah. Would all the way back when Superman Returns came out, I just wanted a sequel with Brainiac.
Yeah, I don't know why that movie
I'm
has to
still
have
waiting.
Lex, other than it's just obsessed with recreating the Donner.
Yeah. Oh, there were. Yeah. A new villain would be nice. That's like literally the only reason why maybe we shouldn't do any Last Days of Krypton stuff in the DCU. As much as I want that, because if you made that like a mini series, a prequel mini series, either animated or live
Don't
action,
let
I
Cap
think it
hear
could
you
be
say that.
amazing. I know it could be amazing, but if we also just never did any Zod stuff in the DCU, that would also be fine. We've done Zod enough.
Mind seeing Zod at some point. It's just like not. Don't make it like the very next movie. That'll be weird.
Please don't.
Everything. I hope John Glover returns as who? It's blocked off for me.
Oh, he said that. I hope that John Glover returns as Lionel. Yeah, John Glover was great. He's getting up there. Like he's pretty old, but I do love him. Great actor. I don't think he'd do that. Like I'm not expecting that. I just cast John Glover as anybody. He's played multiple DC characters. Let's give him another one. That's fine. Like just put John Glover in the DCU anywhere. I don't care what characters he's playing. That'd be great. Oh no, there's a ghost in our live chat. John, are you still there?
Hello?
Hi. Your audio was out for a minute.
I noticed when you kept talking over me. Oh god, it's the Canadian. Oh Jesus.
Oh no, that's a lot of ashy slashes.
Burn, motherfuckers.
Austin, have you finished Retro Realms yet? We're grinding.
Yes, anime fan. Pete Ross is dead in the DCU. Robert, do you know how it was like the weirdest things just to catch on? Like, I made a joke on a stream and it just has like stuck around.
Yeah, you never know. It's gonna take a life of its own. I'm glad. I'm not glad. I'm sad that the gasoline bit died out.
Yeah. I felt like I was a little worried that I'd overdone it.
Yeah.
It's like by the end of season 6, I was like, I have no brain power to like think of anything new. I'm just gonna stick to what I've been doing. You should watch Pearl. It's a family picture.
It is. It's the secret Superman prequel.
Okay.
It was getting hairy.
I think the suit looks amazing. It has the capability of being like my favorite on-screen Superman suit.
I like it. It's the more I see it, the more it's growing on me.
It's funny how people are like freaking out about those behind-the-scenes photos when it's clearly been like digitally touched up.
Oh, totally. And well, what's funny though is the initial reveal photo,
which I also didn't think was as bad.
I didn't think it was horrible or anything. I didn't like it, but I was also like, it's one photo. Like, you gotta wait and see how it looks on screen. I wasn't all doom and gloom about it. And obviously, one thing people were complaining about with that photo was, the suit looks all muted. It's like, well, it's clearly battle damaged. If you look at it closely.
Yeah, because you see that same battle damage in the trailer.
In the trailer, yeah.
Didn't you hear the news about Cavill, though?
Oh, no. Did his Warhammer project fall apart?
I mean, I also agree that Cavill deserved better. Like, I don't care what you think about
Me
those
too.
movies. He got screwed.
At bare minimum, he should have had a cameo in The Flash. And I don't even like that movie, but it's annoying that they didn't invite him to participate in that. It's really weird.
It's really weird they got Clooney but not Cavill.
And they dance around. I mean, you get a CGI Cavill. You see him in the background. That movie has Supergirl in it. It has the DCEU Supergirl debut, and we don't invite Cavill back for a cameo. It's so weird.
Damn
And
fucking.
I mean, also, like, and speaking of someone who actually likes that first Shazam movie, I'm a little bummed we never got just a Shazam and Superman versus Black Adam movie. Like, I think that could have been fun in theory, but given how those sequels turned out and how Zachary Levi's come off the rails, that's never gonna happen.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Thanks, Dwayne, but also Zach's just what happened to that guy?
I don't know, man. I love Chuck, but like,
he also just seems really bitter about that thing falling apart, and it's like, I mean, yeah, that first movie was like a modest success, you know. You gotta play a superhero, like that's really cool, you know. It's
you also need to be honest with yourself about what hero you're playing. I like Shazam. He's not Superman.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore.
That movie is like a niche.
Well, and it's funny too, because I mean, there was a time when, way back in the day, when Shazam was more popular than Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why DC sued the crap out of them and eventually bought them out, was because they were really annoyed that this Shazam comic was selling better than Superman. Like that was a thing for a bit. Obviously, Superman has endured more, decades past that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like the first movie, and it's like, dude, you gotta play a superhero. That's something you should be proud of, not angry about. Especially after how the Marvel thing turned out. Like, I'm sure that's a factor, but it's still like, hey, at least you gotta be the lead and not one of the Warriors 3.
I don't know what happened to him, but...
And not even one of the OG Warriors 3. He replaces one of the actors in The Dark World.
So, to be fair, my understanding is he was originally cast in that role, but had to drop out of the first movie. It's been a minute, so I could be talking this, but...
That's interesting. And then by Ragnarok, we kill him off and don't even give him a line.
Yup. Thor's best friends are dead and he doesn't even care.
Nope. It's so annoying. And then he said, and this is before he went off the rails, where he's like, yeah, we shot different versions of that scene. In one take, I said, for Asgard, before I go out. It's like, why wouldn't you leave that in? It's something.
Because Taika Waititi is a hack.
Yeah.
I am not typically the kind of guy to like celebrate a director's fall from grace, but I am so glad that Thor 4 showed everyone what he really was.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Maybe Thor 5 will turn it around with the new director.
Maybe I think Thor is too broken at this point. You have to just... You'd either have to ignore 3 and 4 or somehow just, like, reboot.
Yeah, well, we'll see how things look post-Secret Wars.
I just want to know why Thor was crying, okay? I need to know.
No, and I also didn't hate Ragnarok. Like, there are things in that movie I like, but everything that didn't work is amped up to 11 in Love and Thunder.
You're either with me or you're against me.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Goddamn right.
And as much as I...
Oh my god, the stupid fucking puppet.
Oh, no.
That's why I fell. I didn't see it on my fucking shoulder. Get off me! Anyway. What were you saying?
Yeah. I don't remember.
You mustard.
It is cool that we get to be in the asylum for the show.
Yeah.
Do you think evil possessed Ash is going to be the boss at the end of this?
Ooh, I don't know what to mention. I don't know.
That's like unironically one of his best looks in that show. Like that straitjacket looks so awesome.
I was so glad it made it into the show. Or in the game.
Into the game, yeah. Season 2 has the best Ash outfits. You get the straitjacket. You also get the Hawaiian shirt, the Hawaiian shirt and khaki shorts combo in the premiere. Good stuff.
Yeah, but 3 does have that like ugly ass suit that he wears.
Yeah. It's funny how that was like the first extra skin for him. It's like, yeah, I'm probably never gonna wear this.
Yeah.
That's one of the bosses though that I'm really sad we didn't get in that game. They should have had the tiger mascot, Deadeye. That would have been a fun boss.
Yeah.
From season 3.
Oh my god.
You can do it. Oh, Jesus.
Thank God for Kelly and her assault rifle.
You should put that on a shirt.
Let's do it. Haven of Horror unofficial licensed Evil Dead content. You don't want the. You want to more. Yeah, we're about to get to a boss.
Oh, right, I'm reading. You are obviously no stranger to insane asylums, Miss Maxwell. I hope this visit was better than the last. What? That's when poor dumb Pablo, hey, lost his life. Such a sad, sad day. He's fine.
That's when poor dumb Pablo. Hey.
But Pablo never had a chance against the greatness of evil. Evil.
Evil.
Pablo had more balls than you have eyes, fuckwad. And if he were here, it's you who wouldn't have a chance. Ah, yes, you were torn between Pablo and a dear friend, Ashley. You could always count on them both. Well, Miss Maxwell, here you have no allies, just enemies. Mwahaha. Don't listen to him, Cal. You always have me by your side.
Hey, look, it's Dollar Store Bruce Campbell.
My, that is very sweet, Dollar Store Ashley. Why don't you join your friend in this charming surgical arena? Oh, no! Oh, he doesn't have a head. Oh, Ash, you alright? Hey there, Cal. Looking hot as a buttered toddy today.
A what?
I don't know. How about you and me take this to someplace more comfortable? Remember when she was going to be his daughter? Ash might be a decrepit geriatric old man.
Why did you
with
say
an
that?
aggressively receding hairline. But shit, he doesn't look that bad.
Can't say that.
Hey, what do you mean, not that bad? This guy is an Uggo with a capital U. Gotta be kidding me. Just look into those beady eyes. Get over it, Williams. What I lack in looks, I am more than make up for in other skills.
That's gonna be a dialogue issue, right? Because I'm not playing as Ash. So why would he say get over it, Williams?
I think they're both here. I just got very confused. You know what I mean, honey pie? Oh, brother, the real Ash would also have better pickup lines. Yeah. Get ready for a whooping, asshat.
I have not yet. I don't know if I'm going to.
Evil Ash. He doesn't have the asylum outfit. That's kind of unfortunate.
Whoa, he's fast.
He's working on that cardio.
Jesus.
Oh my god. I mean, he's the Hefe. It's not gonna be easy.
Okay, grenade launcher I think is gonna be a no-go.
You're an S-Smart employee? Part-time? Whoa. Just pulled a Matrix. Yes, Anime Fan. I have seen the Christopher Reeve documentary. It is wonderful. It's great. Don't kill Ash. He's your friend. Oh, there's a lot of boomstick on machine gun action.
Yeah, the time slower down made that really easy.
Level complete.
Overlord's castle.
Ooh. In the castle. The princess is in another castle.
Oh, I like the way this looks.
Yeah, it's got some Army of Darkness vibes. It's pretty cool. Oh, great. Water. Everyone's favorite video game mechanic.
Ah, Jesus.
Look, you can kill Deadites, but you can't swim. These are the rules.
Screw the rules. Ah.
There's a formula. A very simple formula.
Thank you.
Oh, who put spikes there?
Oh God!
Really crazy. Oh no! Oh no! It's the evil water from Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
It's the infected water from Cabin Fever.
Oh no! Cabin Fever versus Evil Dead.
You really need to go back and rewatch that review, by the way. It's so good.
Oh, from Red Letter Media?
For Cabin
Yeah,
Fever.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I liked it. It
hasn't aged the best.
No, it's got some clunky stuff, but that one joke's really funny. There's one really good joke in that movie.
Please tell us what the joke is. We're waiting. Come on, Robert.
I can't spoil it. You got to see the movie.
No, I don't remember what it is. You got to remind me.
Just okay. So when these characters go shopping in the store, there's an old guy. It doesn't matter who's present in your household when you're watching this. Just turn the volume up really loudly, just to make sure you don't miss that joke.
But what's the joke?
I'm not spoiling it.
No, it's a 20-year-old movie. You're not spoiling anything.
It's the best part of the movie. How could I spoil it? You bastard.
You would think that's the best part of the movie.
That Night of, and they talk about this in the review. That Night of the Living Dead homage, very forced. It's so.
What you mean him screaming, "I made it! I made it!" doesn't telegraph exactly what's gonna happen.
For 200 times.
Yeah, it just like goes on for like 10 minutes.
And like I don't know why he goes back to the cabin. It's just nothing about that joke works. Like you could still be infected. You're still around infected. This is not the place for a victory speech. And then one thing they talk about in the review, though, is something I brought up during the commentary of, I kind of wish the movie leaned into like the most stereotypically awful guy of the group being the rational one. Like that is kind of funny. And I wish the movie leaned a bit more into that.
Yeah.
Like he's a horrible person, but also the smartest of the group. Like that.
He does have the line that makes me laugh the most, though, where they're like, "Why are you shooting squirrels?" Because they're gay. What? Imagine showing Cap that movie.
I want to see what that rewind looks like. I want to see that analysis. The deeper meaning of Cabin Fever.
The deeper meaning of squirrels being gay.
And then I think I've mentioned this to you, but I was watching a review of the Cabin Fever remake, where I think they said that the opening music from The Shining is used for reasons.
We should watch that.
That would be. I mean, we've already done a commentary on the first one, but yeah, just that could be a fun random commentary at some point. That'd be a blind commentary. I'm not watching that ahead of time because apparently I've already seen the movie.
We should have done that tonight.
Just with different actors.
I wish I'd thought about it.
Yeah, that's fine. You gotta knock out some of these Retro Realms levels. Gotta finish the story, man.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
What? I have the time slower.
Use the time turner, Kelly. Oh boy. But I will need to call it in probably like 30 minutes. I can't be up super late tonight.
No. We go until it's done, Robert. But no, that's fine. I wasn't going to stay out super late tonight anyway. I kind of slept all day, so I haven't had a chance to like do anything I need to do. I might bite the bullet and watch Order of the Phoenix tonight.
Oh, that'll be fun. It's the shortest one. Well, it's second shortest. I think Deathly Hallows Part 2 is the shortest.
No, I'm pretty sure Order of the Phoenix is still the shortest.
I will double check this.
Please do, because I'm not like 100% sure.
Because I think Deathly Hallows Part 2 is only like a 2-hour and 15-minute movie. Because, you know, part 1's much longer and covers more of the book. Let's see. So, Order of the Phoenix is about 2 hours, 20 minutes. Yeah, and Deathly Hallows Part 2 is an even 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay, so
which I mean makes sense. It's mostly just the battle op.
Yeah, to be fair, that's just the second half of the second movie.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of just standalone, like if you count each, I don't know, year as one movie, it's Order of the Phoenix is still like the shortest.
Right. And Deathly, if you combine Deathly Hallows together, that would obviously be the longest. And then second longest would I think Chamber of Secrets. And then the extended cut of Chamber of Secrets I think is close to 3 hours.
How long is the normal cut?
The normal cut's like 240. Like it's pretty long.
Oh, so it adds like 20 minutes.
I think so, or at least 10. You know, I'd have to look back at it.
Mm-hmm.
That was one I remember on ABC Family was one of the ones where they played the longer version, you know, when they used to do like TV extended cuts back in the day. And I was like, wait, I haven't seen these scenes before. This is weird.
This is all like retroactive, of course. But I really wish we could have just gotten the movie treatment like we did, but start splitting them into two, like with Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, it is what it is. There's also the issue of then you're looking at more movies and then them taking longer to come out and the cast aging even more than they did. So there's give and take no matter what you do.
Yeah. You dirty motherfucker.
And like I said, I like Order of the Phoenix, but I mean, that movie should have been 2 hours and 30 minutes minimum. Yeah. It's weird that it's so short.
Yeah, because I really like the stuff that they do, like the way Daniel plays, like Voldemort kind of possessing him.
Mm-hmm. And because of his performance, I actually found that stuff more effective in the movie than in the book.
I think it's been a while since I've read the books, but I remember being kind of confusing what was happening because it's like from Harry's point of view in the books, and he doesn't know what's happening. The only thing that the movie is suffering from is Dumbledore's like explanation for why he's ignoring Harry all summer.
Right.
In the movie, he's just like, yeah, you know, Voldemort, bye.
Oh no, it's Mr. No Legs.
I'm also kind of glad. The one thing I'm glad they cut, I think they cut it. That's the movie that doesn't stick with me because I'm just like, but I think they cut out the whole stuff with like him going on a date with Cho and it just being an utter disaster.
Yeah, that whole bit's cut out.
Fine with me.
Yeah, in the movie you just get their first kiss and then shortly after the betrayal happens. And then the weird thing the movie does, and I don't remember if this is in the books either, but the movie does have a bit where it's like, oh, like show, she was actually, she was also tortured, and it's not entirely her fault. So we mentioned that, but then there's never like a reconciliation.
Tortured for what?
That feel for her turning on the group, which although I think is a change from the book.
That is a change from the book. It's not shown in the book. It's Marietta.
Yeah, who's like a non-character in the movies. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a change I can get behind, but you should give her an extra scene or two.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's ever mentioned after that.
Yeah, she gets like one little scene in Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh, okay.
Because she mentions the Ravenclaw, the diadem.
Does she? That's Luna.
Yeah. Luna helps a lot, but shows I'm just talking about the movie. I don't remember how it plays in the book. Shows the first one to bring it up when he's like asking for. Yeah. So she gets like one little scene in the movie, but it's like a crowd shot. It's like with a bunch of the other students.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would just have to like look for her.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen those movies so many times. There's just scenes that are just like, yeah, that hasn't been deleted from my memory banks yet. Even though I haven't watched them in a while.
No, for sure. I struggle, like, I don't notice things that are just kind of in crowd shots.
Yeah.
And it's been so long since I've read the books that the books and the movies are kind of jumbled together in my brain.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we've never talked about this with all the Harry Potter we've talked about, I don't think. Who is your favorite Harry Potter character?
Ooh, that's a good question. And tough, because I like a lot of them.
I am basic, minus Harry.
Well, that's me for like everything growing up. I was so lame, where my favorite character was always just the leader or the protagonist.
Yeah, I still have that.
Yeah,
so, like, I like the side characters, but the side characters are who they are because of the hero, arguably.
Yeah, and I've never found Harry boring or overpowered. Like, I've never had any. I've always.
I mean, arguably, I think he goes along with some stuff too easily.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you have to die. Oh, okay. That's something I think the movie plays better. Where it's like,
yeah, he's. Yeah, he plays it very well.
He obviously doesn't want to do it, but there's no other way. Whereas I think in the
book,
so he just goes and does it. If I remember correctly in the book, I don't think he even like goes back to see Ron and Hermione.
No, yeah, I think that's added in the movie.
That's an oversight from J.K. Like, you can't focus that entire series on those three and not have them have that last like potential goodbye.
Have them not know what's going on. We could be misremembering this. We haven't read the book in a while.
We could.
Yeah.
And that's one of my other favorite scenes is just showing their friendship. Like, Hermione's ready to go with him to die.
Yep. Like I said, a lot of my favorite scenes are in that movie.
Yeah.
But besides Harry, though, I always like Sirius a lot, both in the books and the movies. Gary Oldman is just so
Sirius is great, and I think the movie waste him.
Yeah, I've never had that. I agree you should be there more, but I don't know. 5 does a lot of overtime to kind of go, oh, remember, he's important. But I think his scenes are great.
Yeah, really, and we'll see how I feel on a rewatch of 5. I think I am gonna watch.
They just have a lot of. They have a lot of good scenes together. You just don't get like the backstory for him that you get in the book.
The other thing that I find interesting with those books is, I don't think because we talked about this, like the Horcrux thing is kind of a retcon.
Yeah,
I would have liked to see her explore more of like the effect that has on Harry, because you cannot tell me he just had that piece of Voldemort's soul in his forehead, and it like didn't cause lasting damage. because that's one of the big things with the epilogue. Like it goes from Voldemort's dead to 19 years later, and like his scar hasn't hurt, all as well. I'm like, really? Like they went through this traumatic war, and like he had part of Voldemort in his head. He's just fine.
Yeah, well, that's a kind of a point in contention for a lot of people who don't like Harry Potter, especially during the whole like Lord of the Rings versus Harry Potter,
which is such
debate.
A stupid argument.
I mean, you can like both. These are very different things.
No, you can only like one.
But like what you're getting at is what a lot of people prefer about Lord of the Rings and Frodo's arc, where that is about the scars that don't heal, and his trauma and his PTSD and what sticks him, which is really well done and it's great. And I agree that should be a part of Harry's story, but at the same time, those characters are so different and come from such different backgrounds. Like Lord of the Rings is about innocence lost. Harry is a character who just like sucks from like day one.
Yeah.
These are characters coming from very different places, so I like Harry getting a win in a happy ending. That's fine, but like you said, it's just a little too squeaky clean.
Well, and I have that even with some of the trauma. Like she doesn't talk about it, but I think there's an argument to be made that like the Dursleys were probably physically abusive at some point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where I just fundamentally disagree with, like, oh, Harry, this works better than this, or this should have been like this. It's like, no, I just hate Frodo and Harry are the same character. No, they're not. They have completely different upbringing. One is born from tragedy, the other isn't. And I know they're both orphans, and that's sad, but at least if you're just going by the movies, that we barely dwell on that.
And if you go by the movie, even just the movies, like Frodo had a really good life until
he did
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it ruined his life, which is part of the point. It's a story about war.
And Harry arguably was never happy until like he got his Hogwarts letter.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I like Harry, and I've never understood the Harry's boring argument.
Yeah.
He's still kind of an underdog. But yeah, Sirius I like a lot, but man, Lupin in 3 is so good.
Yeah, no, I love Lupin.
And of course Hagrid.
Even if he is partially only there to make Harry's life difficult at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, Lupin, who is a werewolf for presumably, decades at this point, just conveniently forgot to take his fucking potion the one night that he needs it the most.
Yeah, well, it was a busy night. It was a high stress situation.
Fuck you, Lupin.
And then, of course, but I mean, it's kind of a non-issue after that. It hardly ever comes up.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, remember when he was a werewolf?
It's not true. It comes up when he comes back, because Nymphadora is already like pursuing him, and he doesn't want to get in a relationship because of what he is.
Yeah.
I think it's more so just an issue that like he disappears for 3 books.
Right. Yeah.
Got to keep Harry with the Weasleys.
That's true.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Weasleys, but
I do too. And in terms of stuff though that those movies cut, that I'm fine with. When you get to like the 4th one, I'm fine with just skipping all the Dursley stuff. We get it. They suck, and he's miserable there. We didn't need another 3 chapters on that.
I am fine with that. Even in the books, it's like, okay, come on. The only time they're important is like in the 5th one, and that's just because of the Dementor attack. However, I'm going to argue with myself. I think it is a shame that they cut out their scene in Deathly Hallows. Have you seen that one?
Oh, me too. Yeah, that's why I wish there were more extended cuts for those, because that should have been put back
where she's like, you didn't just lose a mother that night.
I lost a sister.
Yeah, that humanize her a little bit.
Yeah, that and the goodbye with Dudley. Yeah. You know, those should have been put back in.
I don't think that's also a movie only thing, I think.
Yeah,
Dudley does show concern for Harry. I don't think Petunia does.
No, I think you're right. Because the Dudley scene is from the book where he shakes his hand. And I don't remember how explicit he is, but he's clearly like, thank you for saving my life. Like, I never really... Because I almost got killed by that freaking demon wraith.
The only thing I remember from them in 6 is you get that humorous scene where this time it's like Dumbledore's turn to rescue him from the Dursleys.
Yeah.
And he enchants those teacups to keep smacking them in the head to like take them. That's something that the books never address either. Dumbledore knew what they were doing.
Right. Yeah, they're the only family he has. It's like, this was really the only option. There isn't like a cousin somewhere. This was the only okay.
Well, and my thing with that is, if like that is really the only option, it's fine. But you need to address the fact that it's no different than Voldemort living in that Muggle orphanage.
That's true. Good point.
Harry could have gone the other way quite easily.
And then after those first couple years at Hogwarts, it's like, look, the cat's out of the bag. We're not keeping his existence a secret anymore.
So the thing with somebody else. To be fair, she does address that. I just don't think that Blood Ward magic thing makes any sense.
Yeah.
What if a Death Eater grabbed them while they were not at the house?
That's true. Although, one thing I do want to bring up that you brought up as a criticism of the third one that might be unfair, but I also could be wrong on this. Because one scene in the third movie that I don't mind, but you take issue with because of plot stuff, is the opening with Harry like practicing his magic, which, as we know, you're not supposed to do outside of school. Because you brought up like the Tracer, right? That like the Ministry knows what his wand is doing. Yeah. Was that established in the books yet at this point? This is a question. I don't remember.
In the books, yes, because he gets in trouble for Dobby using it. Because the Trace... So the way the Trace works is it can't actually tell who's doing the magic, just that somebody did magic at this address. And it would only go off if it was an under 17 wizard.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't remember because that's really important to the plot in 5 with the whole Dementor
because
stuff.
They cut that in 2, which makes it awkward in 5. Because in 5, the reason that he's on that last stand is that's his second warning.
Yeah.
Or third if you count Marge.
Yeah.
No, that Lumos scene, it irks me. It's minor, I'm aware. It irks me. Because it's the start of those movies not caring about what little consistency rules that she's established.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I wish they kept doing extended cuts for all of them. Obviously, people would watch them.
Dude, I would buy extended cuts for all of those movies. Just Restore everything that you cut. I want to see it.
Yeah. I want to say 4, and I don't think 3 had an extended cut, but I know 4 did, but it was kind of, if I remember, the additions were lame stuff, so it's like, oh, whatever. Like, one of the cut scenes in 4 was, like, the... remember when the other schools get to Hogwarts and they have their performances?
Yeah.
There's one that they cut where Hogwarts, where, like, all the kids, like, sing a song, and it's like, I don't remember if that's in the book or not. I don't think that's in the theatrical cut.
No, that is. It's the Toil and Trouble song.
No. Are you thinking of 3?
Maybe?
No, because 3 has the Something Wicked This Way song.
Oh, okay.
No.
So never mind. You're right. That is...
Yes. Okay, yeah, okay. Because it's after, like, the other schools put on their performances, then the Hogwarts kids sing, like, this really cheesy, like, national anthem type song.
Oh, the Hoggy... what is that?
Yeah,
Hoggy Woggy Warts or something?
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
This is fine to be cut.
No, that is fine to be cut, but that's just a little thing from the books I would have appreciated.
Okay.
No, because that is in the books. They sing that every year before or after the sorting.
Yeah, and that's cut from... So I guess...
Yeah, I mean, the sorting cut is never seen again after the second movie.
Yeah.
Rip.
Until 7.
Yeah.
It's really important 7, so it's like...
Although, to be fair, I'm pretty sure he misses the sorting, like, every year for some reason or another.
6, definitely, because he gets delayed because of Draco.
In 6, it's Draco. In 2, it's the car.
The car, yeah.
No, he doesn't miss the sorting in 3. Or 4. Maybe it's just 2, 6, and obviously 7.
Everybody taking notes. This is going to be on the quiz later.
Hermione is, like, scrambling to take notes. The other thing that, kind of irritates me that is never addressed, but it's not, like, actually a big deal. How in God's name did fucking Lockhart fool Dumbledore of all people?
Yeah, I don't think that works in either version. But, I mean, I do like Kenneth Branagh's performance. I think he's fun.
Great! I just... What?
That's the laziest. Well, we need a red herring, and B, this is gonna be part of the formula
of a new defense
that she'll then make. And then by 6, it's like, oh no, there's like a plot reason for this, that the position's cursed or something.
I love that she just like, yeah, Voldemort cursed that position because he could get it.
Yeah, that's so silly. That's one of the thing I remember people complaining about. Like, they explain this in the books and they cut that from the movie. I'm like, you can cut that. That's fine.
I don't care.
It's silly either way.
You fucker.
And I think that's the only after credits scene we ever do in any of those movies is Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets as an after credit scene?
It does. It has a joke after credits scene where we cut back to Diagon Alley and we see Gilderoy's Lockhart's new book that's titled Who Am I?
Okay, are you ready for something crazy?
What?
I've never seen that.
I remember the first time I saw it, because obviously I'd seen the movie a million times. And did this ever happen to you growing up, where for some reason you just leave a movie on, you just let the credits roll, and then something pops up at the end, and you're like, "What the hell? I've never seen this before." That was one of those moments for me.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, because I don't normally just like watch the credits. Sorry, yeah. I don't. I have other things to do.
No, that happened to me several times where I just leave a movie on where I'm just like doing something else, where I just don't shut it off, and then there's something at the end of the credits. So I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I haven't
no,
seen this.
I
That's
don't
one of
remember what
those.
it was, but there was a movie I was like, I've seen this like a million times.
Mhm.
How did I not know about this?
A big one for me was Pirates of the Caribbean. It wasn't until 3 movies in I even knew that the first 2 had after credit scenes.
Maybe it was that one. Because Austin, Noah, and I watched those, and I was like, there's a post-credit scene?
Yeah, dude, when I was a kid, I was so confused about the monkey still being cursed in Dead Man's chest. I had no idea what was going on there. And then, well after the fact, I'm watching the first one, and then I get to that end credit scene where you see him go back to the cave and then get cursed again by the coin. I'm like, oh, this was explained. I never knew this.
What, you mean people actually pay off
So
post-credit scenes?
It's so weird. Yeah, it's simultaneously a joke post-credit scene that's also like kind of vital need to know information for the next movie. It's so weird.
Oh my god.
And then the second one just has a joke throwaway post-credit scene with the dog on the island, the cannibals. And then the third one, I know that's when people were kind of paying more attention to post-credit scenes and talking about them, because like on first viewing in the theater, I knew I had to stay for the post-credit scene with Will and Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. That was one I had actually heard about.
And then they never made any more.
Yep, happy ending. Because and then a year later, like a year later, Iron Man comes out, and then that just changes post-credit scenes forever.
Yep.
Where, do you remember? Did you see that Nick Fury post-credit scene on your first watch? Did you know about it going in?
I don't remember. The one I remember is the Incredible Hulk one.
Yeah, and that's because that's not a post-credit scene. That's just the end of the movie. And people always think of it as a post-credit scene because that's how it plays. It's so weird.
Yeah, I guess in my head it's just a post-credit scene.
Yeah, and I think it was shot to be a post-credit scene, and in my opinion should be. But I think they were worried that people wouldn't see it, so they just put it at the end of the movie. Which irritates me, but I mean, I get it. So no, The Incredible Hulk is one of the few MCU movies that technically doesn't have a post-credit scene. Because it's just the end of the movie.
Oh, crazy.
And I mean, I'm not like a pro or anti post-credit scene type of person. I can be fine with the joke one, and like they used to be so cool and exciting where it's like, oh man, they're teasing the next thing, and I think then the MCU, like a decade on, just kind of ruined it.
I like them, but when you catch onto the like formula that they're not going to actually pay this off. Oh shit!
Oh my god, it's Christine.
Oh, I thought it was a cutscene.
Yeah, that was a great fake out. Oh no, the classic. What have they done to your baby? Oh, this is awesome.
It doesn't have a health bar.
Oh no. But yeah, I still say like God. Oh. Yeah, you did it. R.A.P. car. You did it. Sorry, classic. You
How are we looking?
Delta.
Should we call it there?
I'm good to call it here.
Okay.
That's a good ending place. But that was fun. Made some progress.
We did. I'm gonna do some of these moves.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. We, as always, appreciate it. We will be back Sunday. With Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. And some more gaming. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Later.